Okay, training and development. The goals of the proposed lecture is to elaborate the fundamental concepts relating to training and development. This lecture will highlight the following points: concept of training, purpose of training, benefits of training, types of training, methods of training, development, methods of management development, and distinction between training and development. Concept of training. After the selection of people for various jobs, the next function of staffing is to arrange for their training and development. This is because a person, however carefully selected, is not molded to specification and rarely meets the demands of his job adequately. Earlier, it was so that training of personnel was unnecessary on the ground that the new employees would gradually pick up all the particulars of the job. But as the process and techniques of production are becoming more and more complicated, it is being increasingly realized that the formal training is important not only for new recruits but also for existing employees. Training function, in fact, has become the cornerstone of sound management. According to Flibo, training is the act of increasing the knowledge and skills of an employee for doing a particular job. Training involves a specific job. Its purpose is to achieve a change in the behavior of those trained and to enable them to do their jobs better. Training makes newly appointed workers fully productive in the minimum of time. Training is equally necessary for the old employees whenever new machines and equipment are introduced and or there is change in the techniques of doing the things. In fact, training is a continuous process. It does not stop anywhere. The managers are continuously engaged in training their subordinates. Training is different from education. Training is the act of increasing the knowledge and skill of an employee for doing a particular job. It is concerned with the imparting specific skills for particular purposes. On the other hand, education is a broader term concerned with increasing the general knowledge and understanding of the employee's total environment. Thus, when we teach a person how to assemble two objects and tighten a nut, we are training him to do a specific job. But when we are giving him a course of engineering, it is education. The distinction between the two is like the distinction between applied and pure science. Applied and pure science. As we mentioned before, training is different from education. Training is the act of increasing the knowledge and skill of an employee for doing a particular job. It is concerned with imparting specific skills for particular purposes. On the other hand, education is a broader term concerned with increasing the general knowledge and understanding of the employee's total environment. Thus, we teach a person how to assemble two objects and tighten a nut. We are training him to do a specific job, but when we are giving him a course, engineering, it is education. The distinction between the two is like the distinction between applied and pure science. Purpose of training. Training is the act of enhancing the knowledge and skills of an employee for performing a particular job. The main objective of training is to achieve a change in the behavior of the trainees. In order to achieve the objectives, any training program should try to bring positive change in knowledge, skills, and attitudes. An attempt to increase the knowledge of a trainee would help him know facts, policies, procedures, rules and regulations pertaining to his job. An attempt to increase his skills would help him learn technical and manual skills necessary to do his job efficiently. The training program should also mold the attitude of workers towards other co-workers, supervisors, and the organization. It should also create in him a sense of responsibility, interest in his job, and appreciation of enterprise goals and policies. The major benefits of training to the organization are quick learning, higher production, standardization of procedures, less supervision, economical operations, higher moral, preparation of future managers, better management. So let us highlight each of them separately. 1. Quick learning. Training helps to reduce the learning time to reach the acceptable level of performance. The employees needs not learn by observing others and waste a long time if the formal training program exists in the organization. The qualified instructors will help the new employees to acquire the skills and knowledge to do particular job within a short interval of time. Higher education production. Training increases the skills of the employee in the performance of a particular job. An increase in skills usually helps impose quality and quality of outputs. Training is also of great help to the existing employees. It helps them to increase their level of performance on their present job assignment. Standardization of procedures. With the help of training, the best available methods of performing the work can be standardized and taught to all employees. Standardization will make high levels of performance rule rather than the exceptions. Employees will work intelligently and make fewer mistakes when they possess the required know-how and have an understanding of their jobs and of the interdependence of one job on another. Less supervision. If the employees are given adequate training, the need of supervision is lessened. Training does not eliminate the need for supervision, but it reduces the need for detailed and constant supervision. A well-trained employee is self-reliant in his work because he knows what to do and how to do. Under such situations, close supervision is ordinarily not mandatory. Economical operations. Trained personnel will be able to make better and economical use of materials and equipment. Wastage will also be low. In addition, the rate of accident and damage to machinery and equipment will be kept to the minimum by the well-trained employees. This will lead to less cost of production per unit. Higher morale. The morale of employees is increased if they are given proper training. A common objective of training program will mold employees' attitudes to achieve support for organizational activities and to obtain better cooperation and greater loyalty. With the help of training, dissatisfaction, complaint, absenteeism, and turnover can also be reduced among the employees. Thus, training helps in building an efficient and cooperative workforce. Preparation of future managers. When totally new skills are required by an organization, it has to face great difficulties in the selection process. Training can be used in spotting out promising men and in removing defects in the selection process. It is better to select and train from within the organization rather than seek the skilled employees from the outside source. Training may be imparted to qualify them for promotion to more responsible jobs. The last, better management. A manager can make use of training to manage in a better way. To him, training the employees can assist in improving his planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. For instance, maintaining higher standards of quality, building a satisfactory organization structure, delegating authority, and stimulating employees are all assisted by effective training. يا عبد الحي. Benefits of training to employees. Training helps the employees, workers in the following ways. First, confidence. Training creates a feeling of confidence in the minds of workers. It gives safety and security to them at workplace. New skills. Training develops skills which serve as a valuable personnel asset of the worker. It remains permanently with the worker himself. Promotion. Training paves the way for promotion and self-development. Higher earnings. By imparting skills, training facilitates higher remuneration and other monetary benefits to the workers. Adaptability. Training develops adaptability among workers. They do not worry when work procedure and methods are changed. Increased safety. Trained workers handle the machine safety. They also know the use of various safety devices in the factory. Thus, they are less prone to industrial accident. Training principles and techniques. According to Bijos and Mayers, training principles and techniques include: the trainee must want to learn. His motivation to improve his job performance or to learn a new skill must be high. 2. There should be some reward at conclusion of training with promotion or a better job. The trainer should tell the trainee to whether he is learning the job correctly. This is known as a feedback. This is the best accomplished through learning by doing rather than by listening. The material to be learned should be developed in stages. When the trainee gives correct response, he has learned the job.
سجل يا دكتور.
Okay. Training procedures. 1. First of all, the instructor must be prepared and he should know both his job and how to teach it. The next step is the preparation of the trainee. 3. The operations should then be presented carefully and patiently. 4. The performance of trainee should then be tried by asking him to explain each step and do it practical. 5. The employee is then put on the job. In the follow-up action, his performance should be frequently checked and questions should be encouraged. So, the first step, as we mentioned before, the instructor must be prepared. He should know both his job and how to teach it. On the basis of job analysis and job description, various operations should be planned. In order to avoid delays, everything must be ready before training acts or starts. The next step is the preparation of the trainee. The fact that the employee is learning the job for the first time should be kept in mind. The importance of the job, its relationship with other jobs, and importance of rapid and effective learning should be explained. 3. The operation should then be presented carefully and patiently. The sequence of the entire job is explained by taking one point at a time. The performance of trainees should then be tried by asking him to explain each step and do the practical. The employee is then put on the job. In the follow-up action, his performance should be frequently checked and questions should be encouraged. Various types of training. Various types of training programs are not mutually exclusive, but invariably overlap and employ many of the same techniques. Some of the more common types of training programs are given. Orientation training. It is a training program used to induct a new employee into the new social setting of his work. The new employee is introduced to his job, situation, and to his co-employees. He is also informed about the rules, working conditions, privileges, and activities of the company, what the company does, how it serves the community, and other particulars pertaining to the company. Most of information is likely to be embodied in an employee handbook, which is distributed to all employees and in the case of a rank and file workers. The orientation may consist only of a brief explanation by a member of the personnel department or the supervisor under whom the employee will work. Induction training can, however, be more elaborate, particularly in the case of supervisory and management employees. Some companies show movies explaining company activities, others arrange for a lecture or a series of lectures on the company and its practices. In some cases, the new employee spends anywhere from a day to several months in each department to gain first-hand experience in the various types of work and an overall view of how the activities of one department affect those of other departments. In the new employee is an unskilled or a semi-skilled worker, for example a machine operator. He may be asked to spend some time on the shop floor in order to familiarize himself with the machine's equipment and working condition. In some companies, the complete induction program is divided into two phases. In the first phase, induction is done by the personnel department, which have supplied to the new employee all sorts of information relating to the company. The second phase In the second phase, induction is done by the supervisor. He has the responsibility of seeing that both the newcomer and the work team accept each other. The supervisor should follow a set induction procedure, like greeting the newcomer cordially, displaying a personal interest in the newcomer, reviewing his terms of employment, giving additional information, showing the newcomer around, explaining the importance of his job and in relation to other jobs, introducing the newcomer to the rest of the work team, telling the newcomer his duties, selecting person who can assist the newcomer on the job, and following up frequently. Number 2, refresher training. As the name implies, the refresher training is meant for the old employees of the enterprise. The basic purpose of refresher training is to acquaint the existing workforce with the latest methods of performing their jobs and improve their efficiency further. Retraining programs are designed to avoid personnel obsolescence. The skill with the existing employees become obsolete because of technological change. Because of technological change and because of tendency of human beings to forget. Thus, refresher training is essential because of the following. rapid technological change, workers require training to bring them up to date. Refresher training becomes necessary because many new jobs which are created due to the change in the demand for goods and services are to be manned by existing employees. The existing talented employees may also be given adequate training to make them eligible for promotion higher jobs in organization. Number 3, job training. The object of job training is to increase the knowledge of workers about the jobs with which they are concerned, so that their efficiency and skill of performance are improved. In job training, workers are enabled to learn correct methods of handling machines and equipment, avoiding accidents, removing bottlenecks, minimizing waste time. Last is the promotional training. Many concerns follow a policy of filling some of the vacancies at higher level by promoting existing employees. This policy increases the morale of workers. They try to put up maximum efficiency so that they may be considered for promotion. When the existing employees are promoted to superior position in the organization, they are required to shoulder new responsibilities. For this, training has to be given to them so that they may not experience any difficulty to shoulder the responsibilities of the new position to which they have been promoted. The methods of training. There are many methods of training. The methods selected should be best suited to a specific organization's needs. The various factors generally considered for selecting a method include skills required, qualification of candidate, cost, time available, depth of knowledge required, etc. Let's see the first method on the job training or training on the job. Under this method, an employee is instructed by some experienced employee, a special instructor or supervisor. The success of this type of training mainly depends on the qualified trainers. Usually training in crafts, trades, technical areas, etc. is given by keeping the unskilled or semi-skilled workers under the guidance of some skilled workers. The increasing labor costs in industry have made it essential that even the simplest job should be carried out in a most economical manner. Therefore, training in improved methods can be given to the new employees. Advantages. The workers learn the job in actual condition rather than the artificial conditions. It motivates employees to learn. It is less expensive and consumes less time. The training is under the supervision of supervisors who take keen interest in the training program. The production does not suffer under these methods. The trainee learns rules and regulations while learning the job. It takes less time as skill can be acquired in short period. Limitation of the previous methods. The training is highly disorganized and haphazard. 2. The supervisor may not be in a position to devote time, and hence faulty training may take place. The experienced trainer may not be available. There is a lack of motivation on the part of the trainee to receive training. Number 2, apprentice training. In many industries such as metal, printing and building construction, this system of training is widely in use. The apprentice training may last for 4 to 5 years. The worker is usually absorbed by the concerned industry after training period is over. They get practical knowledge on the job and theoretical knowledge in the classroom lecture. The workers get some stipend during their training period. It is the oldest and most common methods of training in creates trades and technical area. The standard fixed in apprentice training are slightly rigid. The mechanical apprentice program in an organization, for example, may take 4 years. Progress reports are periodically submitted. Like other employees, an apprentice is also entitled to bonus, vacation and other facilities. Advantages: trainees receive some stipend during training. The trainees get valuable skills which carries good demand in the market. From employer's point of view, it is cheap source of labor and in addition a skilled workforce is maintained. It reduces labor cost and production cost as labor turnover is very low. The loyalty of the employees is increased. Limitation: 1. The training period is very long and the trainee requires regular supervision which may not be given. 2. Rigid standards make this method unsatisfactory. 3. If a worker fails to learn after a long period of training, he may not be absorbed. This may create labor problem in the field. It is an expensive method. Vestibule training. Vestibule means a passage or room between the outer door and the interior of a building. In order to reach the inner of a house, one must pass from the vestibule. Under vestibule training, workers are trained on special machines in a separate location, classroom, for example. The vestibule school is run by the personnel department. Training is given in artificial conditions which are just like the real life situations. The supervisor is relieved of training the new employees. He can concentrate on his other important assignments such as quality and quantity of outputs. This method is followed when the number of persons to be trained is very large. Advantages: the trainer is a specialist and possesses specialization in teaching. Since the training is given off the job, trainees can concentrate on learning. The instructor can give individual attention as he has no other work assigned to him. The employee learns the job in a short time. Disadvantages: limitation. Training is given under artificial conditions, hence the worker may not adjust when he is put on actual job. B. It is expensive methods and duplicate equipment is required. C. If demand for workers is uneven, vestibule school may remain unused for a considerable time. D. Splitting of responsibility may lead to organizational problem. Internship training. In this method of training, students get practical training while they study. A proper liaison is established between the technical institutions and business house where students are sent during their vacations. Thus, there is a balance between theory and practice, and students get practical knowledge while studying. Learner training. Learners are those persons who are selected for semi-skilled jobs and lack even the basic knowledge of industrial engineering. These learners are first given education in vocational schools where they get knowledge of arithmetic. The chief drawbacks of these methods are: it can be used for training only of skilled and technical workers. The time taken is usually long. Learner training. Learners are those persons who are selected for semi-skilled jobs and lack even the basic knowledge of industrial engineering. These learners are first given education in vocational schools where they get knowledge of arithmetic, workshop, mathematics, and learn the operation of machines. They can be assigned regular job after training. Concept of development. Executive or management development is a continuous process of learning and growth designed to bring behavioral change among the executives. It implies that there will be a change in knowledge and behavior of the individuals undergoing development program. The individual will be able to perform his present assignment better and also increase his potential for future assignments through the acquisition, understanding, and use of new knowledge, insights, and skills. The learning process involves the implication that there will be changed behavior on the part of the individual given the adequate training and education. Absolute sense of managerial skills is another factor which calls for continuous executive development. Executive development is not one short affair. It must continue throughout an executive career. Otherwise, an executive of yesterday will not be acceptable today. An executive of today will not be good enough for the future. Therefore, in order to be dynamic and to change himself according to the needs, a manager must continuously update himself to successfully meet new challenges as they occur. Significance of development. There is a shortage of trained managers. This shortage is felt particularly during the large-scale expansion of the volume of activities of organization. It is very difficult to appoint the persons to man various managerial jobs from the labor markets. The organization has to develop talented employees and maintain an inventory of executive skills to meet the future demand. Absolute sense of managerial skills is another factor which calls for continuous executive development. Executive development is not a one-shot affair. It must continue throughout an executive's career. Otherwise, an executive of yesterday will not be acceptable today. An executive of today will not be good enough for future. Therefore, in order to be dynamic and to change himself according to the needs, a manager must continuously update himself to successfully meet new changes as they occur. The performance of a company depends upon the quality of its managers. Companies with similar raw materials, equipment, and technical know-how show different results because of the quality of their executives. Quality of management explains the difference in price policy, inventory policy, production policy, marketing policy, and labor policy of the organization. Better the management, better are the result of the organization. Executive development, therefore, is of paramount importance to have effective and desired managerial talents to meet the organization's demand. Objectives of management development. The objectives of management development are to prevent managerial obsolescence by exposing the managers to new concepts and techniques in their respective fields of specialization. To ensure adequate managerial talent for the long-term survival and growth of the company. 2. To develop a second line of competent managers for future replacements. To provide opportunities to the managers to reach their maximum capabilities and to fulfill their career expectations, to ensure that managerial resources of the organization are properly and fully utilized. Methods of management. A large variety of methods of management development have come into prominence these days. These methods can be classified into two broad categories, namely on-the-job methods, off-the-job methods as follows. On-the-job methods in internal facilities or on-the-job facilities be included the practices and facilities given by the enterprise within the organization. Every good concern tries to provide internal development and training facilities to its managers and executive on the job methods. On the job methods include experience, coaching, and understudy, position rotation, special project and task force, and committee assignment. Of the job methods includes the external facilities, which are also of two types. Firstly, for those new entrants who want to take management as their career, and secondly, junior and middle level managers to keep them with the higher skills and techniques in management. The former type of training is provided by various universities and institutions running MPA program for junior executive. Various external facilities are provided by the business houses. Of the job methods include special courses or classes. So, role playing, sensitivity training, structured insights, stimulation, conference training, multiple management, and special meeting. Of the job methods include the external facilities, which are also of two types. Firstly, for those new entrants who want to take management as their career, and secondly, junior and middle level managers to equip them with higher skills and techniques in management. Of the job methods include special courses or classes, role playing, sensitivity training, structured insight, stimulation, conference training, multiple management, and special meeting Distinction between training and development. The terms training and development appear to be synonymous, but there are some differences in the content and techniques of employee training and development. According to Edwin Filibu, training is the act of increasing the knowledge and skills of an employee for doing a particular job. Management development includes the process by which managers and executives acquire not only skills and competence in their present jobs, but also capacities for future managerial tasks of increasing difficulty and scope. Training is the act of enhancing the knowledge and skills of an employee for doing a particular job. It imparts specific skills for specific purposes. It is mainly job-oriented. Training is given to both new and old employees throughout their stay in the organization. In contrast, management development includes the process by which managers and executives acquire not only skills and competence in their present jobs, but also capacities for future managerial positions. It may be noted here that the term training refers to the programs that facilitate the learning process which result in development. Consequence of training. Hence, the term training and development are applicable to the post managers, executive and non-managerial personnel. The point of distinction between two are given below. Training is the act of learning basic skills and knowledge necessary for a particular job or a group of jobs. Development, on the other hand, means growth of the individual in all respects. An organization works for the development of its executives in order to enable them to gain advanced knowledge and competence. Okay. The term training is used in the context of imparting skills to operative workers, but the term development is used in the context of management development. Training programs are directed towards maintaining and improving current performance, while development programs seek to develop skills and competence for future jobs. The last is that training programs are directed towards maintaining and improving current job performance, while development programs seek to develop skills and competence for future jobs. By the way, I would like to recap the previous slides. Training is the act of increasing the knowledge and skill, emphasis on an employee for doing a particular job. Development implies an employee's growth and maturation. A systematic training program helps in improving the quality and quantity of a worker's output, makes the worker committed and loyal to the organization, facilitates promotion and replacement, and reduces spoiled worker work and accident rate.